Hi everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel on this New Year's Eve. I am so excited about this year ending and the transitioning of a new year that we are about to embark upon here in the next few hours. So yesterday I made a video and specifically it was just talking about God is positioning us to be repositioned, and I want to make this like a part 2, and I want to go back and revisit that concerning the scriptures that I was talking about yesterday about Jonah. And what I want to do, I need to go a little bit deeper with that, and that's what the Lord dropped on me before we go over into 23. Okay, so here we go. And secondly, I want to say again, thank you for stopping by. And also, if you have not already done so, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I would like to do that. I know we could do it, let's say within the first quarter of 23, and I can't do it without you. So if you would just hit that like as well as that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it, and share the video as well. All right, so enough of that. Okay, so what the Lord gave me was this is what the Lord gave me when I was in my prayer time this morning. Success 2023 demands a reposition. Okay, let me get my glasses on here. Okay, so success 2023 demands a reposition. Okay, so now we're going to talk about specifically about Jonah. Okay, in your personal as well as in your career, as well as in just all facets of your life. Okay, it's going to require a reposition. So let's go to the Word of God concerning what we are talking about. Okay, so it's talking about in verse 1. Now the word of the Lord, and this is Jonah 1. Now the word of the Lord came to Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise and go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, for their wickedness has come before me. Okay, so now this is what I want to zone in on. It's saying that great city. So we know the Bible is saying that Nineveh was a great city. So if a city is great, then why would God, well, that's why he told Jonah to go there, because the city was great. But Jonah in his rebellion was trying to go to Tarshish, okay? But verse 3 is saying, but Jonah arose to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. Okay, so it's saying that he wanted to flee from the presence of the Lord. Okay, and I'm reminded of when you're talking about fleeing from the presence of the Lord. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let me just keep going. He went down to Joppa and found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish. And this is what the Bible is saying, from the presence of the Lord. So this is what I want to say. Why on earth would someone want to go from the presence of the Lord? Who in their right mind? I'm like, God, what did you, I mean, this was really mind-blowing to me. Why would a person want to go from the presence of the Lord? It seems to me you would want to go to the presence of the Lord, because when you're in the presence of the Lord, there's going to be protection. There's going to be the fullness of joy. There's going to be peace. There's going to be prosperity. And why would Jonah want to retreat from the presence? So he's running away from God versus running to God. So that tells me he was in what? He was in rebellion. All right, so let's keep going. So this is what God was showing me. He was saying, Bridget, America is running from my presence. And he gave me the wickedness of currently what America is in. What America is looking like currently. Wickedness. And he said Hollywood, they're wicked. With sex trafficking, pedophilia, murderers, robbers, etc. You get what I'm saying. But Jonah wanted to flee from the presence of God. He wanted to escape God's presence. Okay? But if you are in the presence of the Lord, this is what it's going to give you for the obedience. You're going to have stableness, fruitfulness, clarity, prosperity, wisdom, knowledge, vision. And what the Lord gave me, he gave me this word. He said, you're going to have a spiritual clearance. I said, Lord, what? He said, a spiritual clearance. So when you think about the word spiritual, so you know how when you get a clearance, when you need to get a passport, you have to go through a clearance. Certain jobs require that you have a clearance. So that means that your background is, everything checks out, right? Everything is good. So God is saying, in my presence, you're going to be granted a spiritual clearance. That's the revelation he gave me. And also, you will have direction to make important decisions, okay? So let's go to verse 4. But the Lord sent out a great wind on the sea, and there was a mighty tempest on the sea, so that the ship was about to be broken. Verse 5. Then the mariners were afraid. So these are the people who were the seamen, right? The mariners were afraid, and every man cried out to God. They cried out to God, which tells me they had a personal relationship with Christ. And threw the cargo over. So why would they throw over the cargo? They threw over the cargo because they wanted to make sure that they threw over the cargo because they needed to lighten the ship, right? So that's why they threw over the cargo, okay? But Jonah had gone down to the lowest part of the ship, and so I'm just paraphrasing, so he went to sleep. So the captain came to him and he said, why do you sleep? Arise and call on God. Perhaps your God will consider us, and so that we won't perish. And they said to one another, come and let us cast lots. So that's verse 7. So they were casting lots, okay, to see who was causing this calamity to come on this boat. Why was it creating turbulence? So they need to find out who was on the boat that should not have been on that boat. So we know what the word is saying. It's saying that the lot fell on Jonah, verse 7. Okay, let's go to verse 8. Then they said to him, please tell us, for whose cause is this trouble upon? What is your occupation? Where do you come from? Who are you? Where is your country? And what people are you? So they needed to know, we really don't know who you are, but we need you. We're trying to find out who you are so that we can, we need to find out so we can get this boat to stabilize, because the wind was they were about to die. Okay. So then the men were exceedingly afraid. They were exceedingly afraid and said to him, why have you done this? For the men knew that he fled from the presence of the Lord, because he had told them. Then they said to him, what shall we do that the sea may be calm for us? And because the sea was growing very tempestuous, okay? All right, so verse 12, okay? And he said to them, pick me up and throw me. And this is what John is saying. Pick me up and throw me into the sea, for the sea will become calm for you. For I know that this great tempest is because of me. So John is saying, it's me. He confessed to them. I'm the reason why we are going through this calamity. Okay. So verse 12, but this is what I want you. This is the revelation that I got from this. After they pleaded with Jonah as they were He admitted to that he was in rebellion against God. But this is what I want you guys to know. Therefore, this is verse 14. Therefore, they cried out to the Lord and said, we pray, oh God, please do not let us perish for this man's life, and do not charge us with the innocent blood. So they didn't, this is what I want you guys to see. They didn't just listen to what Jonah was telling them. They sought God for themselves, because he was already in rebellion. So why should I listen to what you're telling me? We need to know, we're going to hear God for ourselves. So before they threw him overboard, the Bible said that they prayed, God, please show us before we throw him over, because the Bible's saying they don't want to have innocent blood on their hand. So before they threw him overboard, and this is what I want you all to know, you need to know who you have on your boat. And this is the part 2 from yesterday. Who do you have on your boat? There are some people that you need to throw overboard before we go into 2023. And so, as we know, they threw him overboard, and you know the story. The wind began to calm down, and the raging seas ceased, because after Jonah got off the boat, the mariners were saved. And so the whole scope, or the whole synopsis of this whole passage, what I really need for you all to know, what I'm trying to bring in the revelation, is it's important that we do a self-assessment of, sometimes when you're going through life and things are going on, there's a lot of turbulence going on. And it's important that we evaluate, and you may have to throw some people overboard. And that person, you could be the Jonah. The Jonah could very well be yourself. And you need to get right with God and turn it around so that you can get on the right path. And that is what I want to leave you with on this afternoon. I hope you all are going to, I pray that you have a great remaining of your day. And I'm excited about 23. In the second point, I want to go ahead and show you all if you haven't already done so, get a planner, and I always love doing planners, because having a planner, it helps me to align my goals. And I've already wrote in it. I've already wrote my goals out for 23. See what it says, do what you love. Yes, do what you love. But I've already begun to write my goals out for 23. And, just thought I'd share that with you all. And that's pretty much it. So that's all I have for this video. And look forward to seeing you on the next video. All right. Be sure to subscribe. And also, I would love for you to plant a seed into the ministry. You can go to my Cash App at Hairniques, HAIRNIQUES. It's in the description, or you can PayPal me as well. All the links are in the bio. And I would love for you to support the ministry. And God bless you. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.